How did ancient collectors distinguish public from private collections? Imagine walking through a bustling ancient city and seeing statues, paintings, and relics everywhere. But not everything was meant for everyone to see. How did ancient collectors tell apart what was for the community and what was for personal use? Well, it all came down to ownership, access, purpose, and display. In ancient Greece and Rome, ownership was the main clue. Public collections belonged to the state, temples, or the community itself. These were kept in places like temples, civic buildings, or open squares. Private collections, on the other hand, were owned by individuals or families and stored in their homes, villas, or estates. For example, the Villa of the Papyri in Herculaneum was a private home filled with artworks, showing the owner's personal taste and social standing. Access was another big factor. Public collections were open to everyone, citizens, visitors, or pilgrims. They served as places for education, worship, or civic pride. Temples displayed offerings and were spoils, while statues lined the streets and theaters. Private collections, however, were only for the owner, their family, and invited friends. Showing off a private collection was a sign of wealth and status, but the general public had no right to see these treasures. Purpose also helped tell them apart. Public collections often had religious, political, or commemorative roles. They honored gods, celebrated victories, or reinforced civic identity. Private collections were more personal. They reflected what the owner liked, maybe specific artists, styles, or periods, and were curated to show individual taste or social rank. Display methods also differed. Public art was integrated into city life, statues in the marketplace, reliefs on temples, mosaics in baths. Private collectors used special rooms called pinacotheki inside their homes. These were designed for private enjoyment and impressing guests. The architecture of a Roman villa, with its open courtyards and gardens, was built to showcase art and wealth. Funding sources reinforced these differences. Public collections were supported by government funds, donations, or spoils of war. Private collections depended on personal wealth, purchasing, commissioning, or inheriting artworks. Because art was expensive, only the wealthy could build large private collections. Sometimes private collections became public. Wealthy collectors would donate artworks to temples or the state, often to gain favor or honor the gods. In rare cases, private collections were taken during conquests or confiscations. Still, the line between public and private was clear in daily life. Public collections belonged to everyone, private ones were personal possessions with limited access. Knowing this history helps us understand how collecting has evolved. Today's collectors and museums still reflected these ancient ideas: public versus private, display for status, or personal passion. The roots of these practices are thousands of years old, showing us how humans have always valued and distinguished their treasures.